thought is shaped by some thinking that we were doing at the Council for Mission in Ireland retreat last week. It was a wonderful time. All of the workers from across the island, including the deaconesses, were invited together to a lovely setting in Carlingford, although the weather meant we couldn't really see the view. But we were gathered together to really think about mission and what we are doing. And something that struck me, and something that we were actually then encouraged to think about during our quiet time, was that we are, while all very different, doing very different jobs and serving in very different ways, we are all unified, we are all united in our cause and in why we do what we do. And so that's what I want to share with you this morning. We were given some time to go and do some personal quiet time, and we were led in that by some notes that were given to us. And I want to share something with you from a book called Knowing You, Jesus, 365 Day Devotional. And this one is from day 306, and it's by Tony Horsfall. And he shares some verses from John chapter 17, verse 20 through to 23, and I'll share those with you now. My prayer is not for them alone. I pray also for those who will believe in me through their message, that all of them may be one. Father, just as you are in me and I am in you, may they also be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. I have given them the glory that you gave me, that they may be one as we are one, I and them and you and me, so that they may be brought to complete unity. Then the world will know that you sent me and have loved them even as you have loved me. The first thing that's amazing about those verses is that Jesus is praying for us. He wasn't just praying for his disciples, he's praying for us as people who are Christians. In this day and age, he's praying for us, which is amazing. Obviously God is everywhere and God knows everything, but to just know that Jesus acknowledged that as he was saying it to his disciples, that he was praying for those future generations of Christians, is amazing. But the thing I want to really focus on and reflect on today is the part where he prays for our unity. And Tony Horsfall in his devotional draws on the fact and points out something that I maybe hadn't really thought about. He says this line: unity is not the same as uniformity. And I think sometimes we think that in order for us to be a good church, not just in Second Comber but across the world, that we somehow need to all look the same, be the same and think exactly the same. But actually he points out that this unity is the unity of heart and the unity of purpose. That God wants us to be united in showing the fruit of the Spirit, in our love for Jesus and our love for others. But how we do that can look very different too. That he doesn't expect us to become clones of each other. We're not just a room full of identical people. It certainly wasn't like that when we were away for our retreat. And so my encouragement for you today is to be united in heart. Ask God to show you what that looks like in your life, how you can be united in your heart and your purpose for those around you, whether it's at work, at home, in your job, whatever it is you're doing, and that you'll be united in purpose, but not necessarily uniform. We know that God has created us each individually and given us specific gifts and talents. So again, lean into that and ask God, what are my gifts and talents and how can I use them for you and for your glory? He doesn't want us all to try to be like everybody else. If the world was full of me's, it would be very boring and probably a bit chaotic. And so my prayer for you today is that you'll see how you can be united